I'm Alison Weir, and I'm a social and political philosopher. My work has been mainly in feminist theory, gender studies, and it has been interdisciplinary. Theories always appealed to me. They seem like stories that explain things. When I started out, the thing I was most interested in is how forms of oppression are rooted in our psyches. How it is that we internalize and perpetuate forms of oppression. Why is it that we keep this stuff going, even when we're oppressing ourselves? And that's certainly true for women. You know, we can go on and on forever analyzing ourselves. But how is it that we practice freedom? How is it that we create ourselves differently? As a philosopher, when you're thinking about freedom, there's a whole baggage, a whole lineage of concepts which you need to be wary of because you don't want to be rebuilding the same old house. The concept of freedom, like all of the self-defining concepts in the modern West, rights, equality, universal citizenship, all of these ideals were developed alongside the colonization and enslavement and attempted genocide of most of the world's populations. And most of the Anglo-European philosophers in the modern West were complicit and directly involved in that colonization and enslavement. So how did they deal with that contradiction? Freedom, rights, equality on one side and genocide and colonization on the other. Mostly they dealt with it by defining those people who were being colonized and enslaved as not fully human. So the concept of freedom was defined very often through explicit opposition to the unfreedom of those people. So there's a constitutive exclusion. The work that I'm doing now is understanding freedom as a relational practice, and particularly freedom as a practice of renegotiating relationships. Because while negative freedom, freedom as escape is important, nobody's going to escape these relationships. The colonized are not going to escape the colonizers. So what we need to do is renegotiate relationships. And I think that's important for all of us, to be recreating ourselves so that we can engage in more constructive relationships. And it's important to recognize that, the colonizers are damaged by practices of colonization in very different ways, but the colonizers too are damaged. That's what I'm interested in now. How have diverse groups of people around the world practiced their lives and their selves and their freedoms differently? And what can we learn from each other?